Welcome back to OTR. It's time for our Sunday Roundtable Caucus, seasonally appropriate. Joining us this morning are Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh and Republican political analyst Rob Gray. The mayor sat here this morning. Marianne, what's your takeaway? I mean, what is she? She's not up for re-election this year. It's next year, right?
Right. So if you take the interview today and the State of the City speech she gave earlier this week, there's her re-election manifesto right there. She laid the foundation down, and she did it with facts and figures. She made clear to everybody, if you're Ed Flynn, Josh Kraft, Aaron Murphy, if you're thinking about challenging her, good luck, because she had the 70,000 potholes, she had numbers for everything that are undeniable, and she's got another year to add to that. So to me, that's what she's really doing here. And while you asked her the question at the end, whether she was going to run for re-election, I think she made that clear on Tuesday night.
Rob, what do you think?
She has a real agenda, some good and some bad, and she's really focused on her job. And she has to be. I mean, there are problems in the city, crime's up 2%. There's a real crisis with people coming to work in the city. She's going to have to do something to make it more commuter friendly for people to get back to work in the city. So a lot to do before she's up for re-election.
All right, Governor Maura Healey is up next with her State of the Commonwealth address on Wednesday. She's cutting $375 million from the budget because of revenue shortfalls, and she's also defending her tax relief legislation. Here's what she said last week.
The tax cuts were absolutely essential. We, as an administration, have said from the outset, we're about making Massachusetts more affordable and more competitive. I'm proud of the tax cuts. 70% of that tax package going to lower and middle income families across Massachusetts.
All right, she's standing by it. This will be her first State of the Commonwealth since her inauguration last January. Now, with the migrant crisis, the shelter crisis sapping $1 billion, is she walking a tightrope here, Rob?
Well, first we have to back up. Her revenue estimate, that by her A&F secretary, Matthew Gorkowitz, was $1 billion off, okay? That just happened. That is a huge thing, a huge problem. You have to wonder that, is he on thin ice? Because you can't have that kind of miss this early in your term. And you talk about $1 billion. Next year, they're going to spend $1 billion on housing for migrants. So there's something going on. There's something wrong. There's something out of whack here. $375 million in mid-year cuts is not going to cut it.
What do you think, Marianne?
Well, with the State of the State this week for Maura Healey, like any other annual address, is a roadmap. Here's where I said I was going to go. Here's where I've been. Here's where we're going, and walk everybody through that. She has done much of what she promised to do in her campaign, she's already accomplished. That's good news. She's navigated a lot of choppy waters already, like the T and the migrant issue and everything else. What is now coming, and the two problems that Rob just highlighted, is do you get the funding from someone else? Now, in the migrant piece, yes, she's got $1 billion out there, but you have to believe the federal government's going to come in to not only Massachusetts, but every other state who's dealing with it and give them some financial relief. So you take care of that. But that is dependent upon Republicans in Congress who love the issue but don't want to do anything to solve it. We'll see if there's a deal. On the other issue of missing the revenue, everyone's missing revenue forecasts right now around the country. So she'll have to adjust for that. When you look at everything she either inherited or has encountered from unexpected circumstances, she's navigated it really well.
I was just going to say the border crisis is the basis of this, right? So I think Republicans are right to say, yeah, we can deal with some federal spending issues, but let's control the border. And secondly, it's not all Maura Healey's doing, but Massachusetts has a spending problem. Even under Charlie Baker, if you look at 2018 to today, spending is up in Massachusetts more than 30%. That is a huge problem for the state. I'm not sure she's going to get a handle on it, but it's in her own interest to get a handle on it.
But there's a difference between investments and spending, and she's investing, and Charlie didn't do it.
We're into the primary stage right now. The Iowa caucuses are tomorrow. Trump cruises, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about Chris Christie's decision to drop out of the race. Does it make the New Hampshire primary much more interesting, Marianne?
Well, New Hampshire's always interesting, right? But I expect Trump to win there as well, first and foremost. However, if the CNN UNH poll is right, and that is a big if.
Big if,
okay?
yeah.
If that is right, Chris Christie 65% of his voters would go to Nikki Haley. But that's not enough to get her in the home stretch. And even if she pulls off a miracle in New Hampshire, South Carolina's next. And guess what?
And she
Her
can't
home
win
state-
South
she
Carolina.
will
She will not win
she will
South
not, because it's
Carolina.
a closed primary.
And there's the poll right on the screen.
Yeah, and so it's a closed primary, South Carolina. Yes, she was governor there, but it's all Republicans. Trump is going to run the table.
I think the 70% of Christie voters going to Haley, that nets her about 8 points. That puts New Hampshire in the photo finish. So she has a chance to win there. If she does win, it's going to be very, very close.
And if she doesn't win, is it over before it gets to South Carolina, or is
two-
it over now?
Two things. No, we're not even talking about DeSantis, who's dead. Okay.
okay.
And Haley, she has nowhere to go after Iowa and New Hampshire. You lose your own state, which she will. It's a death knell.
Sometimes momentum matters. So can she catch a tailwind with a win in New Hampshire? We'll see.